Bloor Street Capital Educational Series is sponsored by Baselode Energy. With the world embracing nuclear power, the investment thesis for uranium is very strong. There are two aspects which make the uranium trade so compelling, and they are supply and demand. Beginning with demand, governments everywhere recognize the urgency associated with global warming and are implementing net zero carbon policies and targets. In order to meet net zero carbon targets, governments have to decrease the use of fossil fuels and adopt a more cleaner fuel strategy to generate electricity. This cleaner fuel strategy can include solar, wind, or nuclear power, or a combination of all three. But there's one major flaw with wind and solar power. Wind and solar only produce power 30% of the time. Nuclear reactors, on the other hand, produce power 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Governments realize that they can't meet their net zero targets without adding nuclear power into their energy portfolio. There are currently 450 nuclear reactors globally, which consume 180 million pounds of uranium annually, and the demand for uranium will continue to grow as governments bring on more nuclear reactors. The supply side of uranium is very tight. As mentioned, annual demand for uranium is 180 million pounds, but supply is only 130 million pounds. So the market is running at a deficit of 50 million pounds annually. The world's two largest uranium producers, Kazatomprom, which produces 25% of global production, and Cameco, which produces 10% of global production, have adopted a more disciplined approach to uranium production. They're no longer producing at capacity, but significantly below their allowed capacity because they don't want to make the same mistakes they did in the last cycle by overproducing. Overproducing results in lower prices and lower profits. So, with demand increasing due to a push toward decarbonization, and with supply decreasing due to a disciplined production strategy by uranium producers, the disequilibrium in the uranium market will take the uranium price significantly higher.